Welcome back to the shop, everybody. It's been 2 to 2.5 weeks since I've been out to my shop, thanks to a hectic work schedule and some of the stuff that comes up in everyday life. But I've got free time now, so I need to get back onto this project. The next part I need to make is the vertical arm that the work surface will actually mount to. And since I've had time to think about it, I've decided to change my design. This is the original design, which was just going to be a piece of flat cold rolled barge stock with a slot open to the end that I could easily slide on and off if I needed to. The problem with that is cold rolled stock normally, and I'd say in most cases, has built up tension in it. Sometimes a lot of tension due to the manufacturing process. So what I would expect to happen would be when I milled this slot in, it's either going to pinch closed or spring open, generally making it more difficult to work with. So I've redone the design to just be a regular piece of flat bar stock with a slot in it, not open at one of the ends. This should be more functional because it'll, you've got 2 control points. It's going to prevent it from springing open. I mean, if the slot was really long, you might get bow or spring open in the center, but this part's only 3¼ inches long, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. So let me go over to the mill and get this set up, and then I'll bring you guys back. I've cut 2 pieces of bar stock to roughly the same length. I've clamped them together here with 2 quick clamps. And now I'm going, or I should say can't twist clamps. Now I'm going to take a fly cutter and then clean up the side, because this bar stock's 2 inches wide. That's all I really have on hand at the moment. And the part only needs to be 1 5/8 of an inch wide. So I'll fly cut the one side, get it nice and clean, shiny, pretty looking, more than it needs to be. Then I'll come back and flip it over, and then I'll use probably an end mill or something, and then maybe a face mill, take it down close, and then switch back to the fly cutter again, make a nice pretty face. I've got the one side finished. I flipped the part over. Right now I'm roughing off the bulk of the stock that's left. It's a 3/4 inch 4-flute end mill. Depth of cuts 200 thousandths. Step over is about 5/8 or so. It's not really that important. But the machine's handle it. It's not making any noise. It's not grunting, groaning. I don't have handles rattling at me. So this is gonna go kind of slow, so I'll bring you guys back around when I've got the other side done. So I've got 6 thousandths left to take off. This is the finish from a roughing pass. It's okay, could be better. So let me turn this on and we'll see how we do. Hopefully we get a nice, shiny, smooth finish. So I just finished deburring the parts, and I wanted to show everybody something. After I flipped it over, I got a little too aggressive with the fly cutter on one of the cuts, and I think I've most likely at least dulled the insert, if not damaged it. So these faces don't look that different, but this was when the insert was still nice and sharp when I did the first pass before I flipped the parts over. And then this side here, or I should say this piece, is one of the sides that was done with the last finishing pass. And if I let me see if I here, you can see the difference in the quality of the finish there. This one's nice and shiny, reflects light better, and then this one's duller. I mean, they're both pretty smooth, but this one's smoother, and it reflects light better. You can see it both ways I bend it, or I should say lean them. I just thought I'd share that. I always find this stuff interesting. So the next step is going to be to machine these two parts to their proper length. I really probably don't even need to show this, but I always find this enjoyable, running the machine completely manually, no power feeds or anything like that. So I'll throw a little bit of this in for sure. So it's time to clean up the ends. There we go, should be a clean touch off. Give it 15 thousandths and see what that gives me. This is a 5/1000th cleanup pass, or a finishing pass, and then this particular end should be done. Climb cut, let it do a spring pass, see if I get anything else. There we go. 1 down, 3 to go. Now that the stock is down to size, I need to machine the slot. I've got my dial indicator set up to indicate where the start and stop points are. I've touched off, it's centered. Essentially, it's ready to go. So let me get started here. There's 200 thousandths. Drop the feed down pretty low. I'm not sure how this will go. And then feed across. I made that pass over and then the pass back, so I've got 150 thousandths less to punch through the other side. So get some cutting oil in here. Turn the machine on. Plunge down. There we go, all the way through. Lock the quilt. And just feed across. I'm getting ready to drill and tap the holes in the end of the parts, and I'll show you the bane of my existence. The part's almost exactly as wide as the slot through the vise. So what I'm going to end up having to do is slide this over the middle, set it up like this so I can have a good reference. I don't know if it's just my luck or what it is, but every time I do something like this, I always find the part I make is either smaller than the slot or just wide enough like this to be annoying. I'm going to have to start designing parts that are like 3 inches wide all the time just so I don't have to deal with this. Already spot drilled both pieces, and I'm getting ready to drill a hole for the tap. Thought I was getting some build-up there. Almost there, 50 thousandths to go. $25, $10. There we go. Hole's 1 inch deep. Let me grab it. Part's kind of warm. Let me grab a rag here and wipe this off. Got chips all over it. Looks clean enough down in there. On to the next one. I love this little squeeze bottle. Lets me get tapping fluid right down in where I want it to be. I think I'm going to have to get out a pick, look down in there. I feel like the chips are building up because there's no way I'm at the bottom of the hole already. I think I should have drilled these holes a little deeper. They've generally been a giant pain in the butt. So I keep getting chip packing and then I gotta back the tap all the way out, reach down with the pick, take the air compressor, blow it out. Yeah, okay, that should be all the way now. But it's been kind of an annoying cycle of that. Run it down, then back it all the way out, go at it with the pick and the air compressor, and run it back down further. If I did all this right, this is a 3/4 inch, 1/4 cap head, socket head cap screw. I'm gonna get it started. There we go. Should be able to run it all the way down. Yeah. So I'm good to go. The only thing left to do is to round over the bottoms, each of the corners, and I've already showed that 2 or 3 times now, I think, during this build process, so I'll do that off camera, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. So this part is finished. I've gone ahead and wire wheeled all the edges so they're nice and, well, they're nice and not really smooth, but they're not sharp anymore. And then here you can see the 2 tapped holes for 3/4 inch long, 1/4 socket head cap screws. That will be what actually holds the work surface fast to this arm. So let me show you how this works now. So your slot nut goes in here with the arm all the way out. It's easy to pop it in and out. Adjustable handle, washer, and the vertical arm. Locked in place. Like maybe 1/8 of a turn will let you easily slide it. 1/4 turn's sloppy in my opinion. So lock it down. Want to change it, lock it down again. Gives you lots of flexibility. You can move the rest up, down, rotate it. And overall, I'm really happy how this has turned out so far. So the only thing left to do is to actually make the top work surface, and I'll probably get to that later this week.